Hello friends, in previous video we have learned about nested if, and now in this video we will learn about switch case. So first of all, let you know what is switch case. Switch case or switch statement is used to perform different actions based on different conditions. So we use switch statement to select one of the many code blocks to be executed. So how this switch case works, let you know first. So I have written already. So switch case working, the first the expression is evaluated once. That means whatever we have written in the switch case will be evaluated once or executed directly. The value of the expression is compared with the values of each case. That means whatever the value we got as an input will be checked with the available cases, and if there is a match for the same value, the associated block of the code will be executed. And what happens if any of the case doesn't match with your input, then the no match or default code block will be executed. So this is how the working of switch case. And now we have to use the break statement also in switch cases. So when JavaScript reaches a break keyword, it breaks out of the switch block. That means when the compiler executes your code and it reaches to a break, then it will come out of the switch statement. So it will stop the execution of the inside block, and it is not necessary to break the last case in the switch block because that's the last case, and after that there is no code, so there is no fear of extra execution. So that's all for the introduction, and now let's jump to the code and write. So I have already created a file switch.html which contains all the HTML tags for now, and we will create a variable a which will take input from the user by using the prompt function. It says enter a number between 1 to 3. So a user have to enter a number between 1 to 3. So and now what a user enters will come in a string format. So as we enter 1 2 3 or name or anything, all the things came in a string format, and we have to convert that string to integer. We want an integer input in this because we are providing the cases in integer. So for this purpose we use parse int. ParseInt is a function that is used to convert the string into the integer. So whatever the input user enters will be converted into integer and then assigned to the variable a, and after that we will use the switch keyword, and in the parenthesis of switch keyword we will provide the variable that we have taken as an input. Now first we have to create a case 1, and this case will print document.write you have entered 1. So if a user enters 1, this code will be executed and it says you have entered 1, and we will write break statement here, and I will let you know why we have to use the break statement. So case 2, and this case 2 will also have the same line of code, so we'll copy this line and paste it here, and it will say you have entered 2. So when the user enters 2, it will say you have entered 2. So now we have to write the break statement here also. So break, and now we will write the last case 3, and it also says the same thing. So it will say you have entered 3. So that's all for the cases, and now we have to create a default case also. So default, and this default case says document.write you have entered a wrong number, or you have entered a wrong choice. both are okay for this. And now we save this file again, and what is happening here, the case 1, the case 2 and the case 3 act as if, else if, and the default code block is like else. So we can just understand by this, if it will say if a equals to 1, it will check whether a is equals to 1, and if a equals to 1, then this will happen. Otherwise the second block, this is the else if block that we have already studied, so it will check whether a equals to 2, and if a equals to 2, then this code will be executed, and the break statement helps us in taking this. After this execution, this will jump to this point, the compiler will jump to this, or the JavaScript will jump to this point, and the remaining cases will not be checked, so it will save our time. So now when we save this file and open the folder where we have saved this file, the switch.html is our file, and when this opens, it will ask to enter a number between 1 to 3. So when we enter 1, it says you have entered 1, and when we refresh this file and enter 3, it says you have entered 3, and now I am entering 4, that's out of our range of 1 to 3. It says you have entered a wrong number. So that's how the switch case works. But what happens if we, now when we delete these break statements, so what will happen when we delete these break statements and save this file and open the browser again and refresh the file and enters 1. Now what will happen? It says you have entered 1, you have entered 2, you have entered 3, and you have entered a wrong number. That means when this condition went true, the other conditions are not checked, but the document.write function works perfectly and it prints all the things whatever it has. So let me let you know once again, and entering 3. So when we enter 3, wherever the condition is true, only after that there will be no condition check, but there is no you have entered 1 and you have entered 2 because we have entered 3. So directly after 3 there will be no condition check and the default is also printed. So now when we put again the break statements and save this file again and run it and enter 1, it will say you have entered 1. So that's how the switch cases works and the cases, and you can create more cases, and you can take inputs from user as string, float and any other variable type. So that's all for this video. In next video we will learn about event handlers. Keep watching and please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.